Hey, what's going on, guys? Coming at you with a quick updated deck profile, and today I'll be showing you guys my Inzektors. So starting off with the Injector Lineup, nothing's really changed here. We have the triple Centipede, triple Ladybug, one Dragonfly, one Hornet, one Giga Mantis, and finally the one Hopper. Pretty standard lineup of Inzektors. Only thing I'd change would be adding more Hornet and Dragonfly if and when we finally get more. The OCG, really jealous of them. They actually have 3 Hornet right now and 2 Dragonfly, which would be really fun to mess around with. But for now, we just have to deal with the one of each. Which is also why we can't play Pot of Desires, because banishing like either one of your only copies of Hornet or Dragonfly can just make you lose the game. So other than budget, that's another reason why you really shouldn't run Desires and Inzektors. Next, we have the 2 Armageddon Knight. Good for the fact that it dumps an Inzektor you need engraved, whether it's normal or special summon. Also, for being level 4, can be good for some of your higher level Xyz plays. And then, of course, it is dark for targets for Allure. Then we have the 1 Mathematician, because it is limited to 1. Still a really good card in the deck. Then for the final monster, with a 2 Maxx, because this format right now seems to be really reliant on special summoning, and Maxx helps us take advantage of that. Helps us speed through our deck and get to those key combo pieces. So now on the spells. Starting us off, we have the triple Allure of Darkness. Granted, there are a lot of Inzektors that we don't like banishing, but this is the better alternative to Pot of Desires, because at least we can banish, like, say, one of our 3 Centipedes, one of our 3 Ladybugs, so where we still have more copies. We can banish one of our 2 Armageddon Knights. And even if we have to banish, say, a Centipede or a Dragonfly that we don't want to banish, we can still bring it back off of Leviair. So that's why I personally think the free Allure is good, just for that added consistency. Next, we have the triple Twin Twister. Granted, there's some decks right now in the format, like Blue Eyes, that don't really play a lot of back row, but Twin Twister is still, I think, a necessary free of in this deck, because it can be a combo facilitator for the fact that you can blow up your own equips and get your Inzektor effects off, and also the discard cost can help fuel up your graveyard for certain plays as well. Next, we had a double Pot of Duality. Decided to put these back in here just for some extra consistency. With some of the draw cards that we don't have right now, like No Chicken Game and 1 Upstart Goblin, I don't really think you can completely focus on the OTK of this deck, so I added in the 2 Duality just for that bit of extra, slowing the pace and grind game with the deck. Just to be able to get one of our key combo pieces, or just, a good back row to our hand, and be able to stun our opponent and set us up for future turns to be able to go off. Then for one of the spells, starting off, we have the 1 Inzektor Sword. Don't really need more than 1 unless we get more Hornets or Dragonflies. Not really a card you want to draw, just more of a card you want to search off of Centipede. Next, we have the 1 Dark Hole and the 1 Raigeki for getting rid of opponent's monsters. I got rid of the Kaiju engine because it just took up too much main deck space, and it wasn't really worth it. I think Dark Hole and Raigeki do as good of a job, honestly, and I still do side the 2 Kaijus, which you'll see in the side deck. Next, we have the 1 Foolish for dumping any Inzektor we need engrave. The 1 Soul Charge, because bringing back bugs and being able to Hornet your opponent a million times is really good. Then for the final spell, we have the 1 Upstart Goblin for some added draw power. So now on the traps. Starting us off, we have the triple Powerful Rebirth for bringing back our bugs from the graveyard. Better than Call the Haunted, because when this dies, the monster doesn't die, unlike Call the Haunted. Also gives your monster an extra level, which can help you go into some higher rank Xyz plays. Next, with the triple Solemn Strike, probably the best generic trap right now, still in the game, for being able to shut off pretty much any monster effect and stop those pesky special summons. Next, we have the double Soaring Mirror Force. I like this over the other Mirror Forces for being able to protect the bugs. I like it better than Quaking because it actually gets rid of the monster on the board, which can help clear the way next turn for some extra damage. Then for 1-ups, starting off, we have the 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. Just generically a good trap card in my opinion, especially against the Pendulum matchup, and you also can utilize it with Rafflesia in the extra deck since this deck can make rank 4s. Next we have the 1 Solemn Warning, because it's just Solemn Warning. Then for final trap, we have the one Vanity's Emptiness. Really good for shutting off your opponent's special summons for a turn. And then on your turn, you can actually pretty easily shut off Vanity's Emptiness through your equipped cards and through things like Twin Twister. So that's it for the main deck. Total of 40 cards. It's 15 monsters, 14 spells, and 11 traps. Now on to the extra deck. So starting off with the rank freeze, we of course have the one Dante for the milling and for having a 2500 beater. The one Leviair for bringing back the banished bugs. The one Giga Brilliant for pumping up our board of Inzektors. Really good if you have 4 or 5 monsters on the board to be able to get a total of like 12 or 1500 attack boosts off of it, which can help get you what you need for the OTK. The one Acid Golem if we need a big beater on board. The one Nightmare Shark for poking directly for 2000. Then finally the one Grampulse for getting rid of back row. Obviously, if I had a Phantom Knight's Breaksword, I'd probably replace the Grampulse for a Breaksword because it's just better in general for removal. Basically, a Scrap Dragon for rank freeze that can facilitate your own combos of your equips while also getting rid of any of your opponent's cards, not just a spell or trap. Then for rank 4s, we have the one Abyss Dweller for locking down the graveyard. Really good in combination with Hornet. The one Castel for getting rid of annoying cards on the board. The combo of Utopia and Utopia Lightning if we need a 5000 beater that also shuts off battle effects. Then I do play the one Rafflesia to utilize the Bottomless trap hole in the main and the 2 Floodgate trap holes in the side deck. I would probably take this out though if I had a Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, because it's really good for overlaying on top of your rank 5s for piercing damage, especially over Volcasaurus. And I also would consider number 66 Master Key Beetle if in the side deck you play a bit more Floodgates. Like this deck can pretty easily play around Dimensional Fissure, which can also shut down your opponent's grave. Also, Anti-Spell Fragrance is just a really good side deck card right now. This deck can easily get around, so I definitely consider those. And if you do have them, I definitely would put the Key Beetle in the extra deck to be able to lock down those Floodgates. So now for rank 5s. Starting off, we have the one Artifact Durendal, just in general the best generic rank 5 in my opinion for shuffling the opponent's hand or for changing one of their effects to destroy one of your back row. The one Exa Stag, kind of a poor man's honor arc that also can get really, really big for the fact that it is an Inzektor monster. Getting the boost from the monster it steals, and also like a boost from Sword and Giga Mantis can make it really, really strong, sometimes even bigger than Lightning. The one Volcasaurus for destroying your opponent's monsters and burning them for it as well. Then finally the one Shark Fortress for the OTK plays. So that's it for the extra deck. Now to wrap it up with the side deck. Starting off, we have the 2 Effect Veiler, just if we're going second and need some extra effect negation. The 2 Flying Sea for those Xyz heavy matchups like Burning Abyss. The 2 Gamma Seal, mostly good for the Herald matchup because this deck struggles to combat a Herald with multiple negates. So it helps us get over that. Also can be useful for getting over like Cyber Dragon Infinity as well. The 2 MST, in case we need some extra back row destruction. The 2 System Down for the Cosmo and the incoming ABC matchup. The 2 Chaos Trapple, since there's so many Light and Dark based decks right now, and this just banishes them and shuts off their ability to summon. The 2 Floodgate Trapple, just as another really good Trapple card we can use with Rafflesia. And then finally the 1 Soul Drain for locking down the graveyard. As I said, for side deck, I definitely would consider playing a playset of Anti-Spell Fragrance and Dimensional Fissure. I'd probably take out the 2 Floodgate Trap Hole and maybe 2 System Down or the 2 Chaos Trap Hole, something like that, for the 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance and the 1 Dimensional Fissure. So that's it for this updated deck profile for Inzektors. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.